Hi there, and thanks for joining us today for what promises to be like a really interesting session on how to drive increased conversion from your website this Afterpay Day. So Afterpay Day is one of the premier events in the retail calendar. And today's conversation is one of a number of resources that we've built to support our merchants with some tips and some tools to reach customers across all channels. So please do make sure you check out the Afterpay Day page for more resources covering social, search, email, even one on how to drive great conversion in store. But today we're talking about the pointy end of your online customer journey. And we're going to talk about what is probably a bit of an often overlooked tool to drive on-site conversion. And I think when it comes to website conversion, the mind instinctively goes towards optimizing product pages and checkout pages, but perhaps one of the lesser known but still incredibly powerful tools for driving conversion are chatbots. And I'm joined today by HubSpot's head of marketing, Kat Warboys, to talk about how you can use chatbots as part of your strategy this Afterpay Day. So Kat's marketing director for Asia Pacific at HubSpot. HubSpot's absolutely one of my favorite suites of online marketing tools, and Kat's responsible for growing the business in APAC, leading everything from demand gen to sales enablement, customer advocacy. And it's Kat's personal mission to help other marketers realize the importance of their role in customer experience and help organizations grow better, not just bigger. So Kat has experience in marketing automation and CRM across B2B and B2C, and also has experience in retail as well. So before HubSpot, she led CRM at True Alliance and advised on sort of digital strategies to the portfolio of brands under True Alliance, including brands like Speedo, The North Face, Lee Jeans, and more. So welcome, Kat. Great to have you here today.
Thank you. Thank you for that lovely introduction too.
No problem. Maybe let's start with a question that might be the first question on a lot of people's minds, which is, chatbots probably weren't the first thing that people think about when it comes to Afterpay Day or indeed driving website conversion. So maybe tell us why we're wrong and why we should be thinking about chatbots.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I do think it often gets underlooked as a channel, a very valuable channel in that conversion journey for your website. And I think hopefully by the end of this discussion, we can change that. But it might help first just to kind of set a little bit of a scene in the landscape of where chat comes into potentially your marketing strategy and your strategy for Afterpay Day. So really, chat is just one of many channels that could be considered in what we at HubSpot call a conversational strategy. So really, a conversational strategy is all about authentic conversations with your audience. It's two-way dialogue, it's instantaneous, and it's becoming increasingly popular. As I mentioned, chat or on-site chat. So when we talk about chat, we talk about a couple of categories. We have our on-site, which is it lives on the website, and that's where the focus of our discussion is going to be today. It's live chat and also the automated part with the bots, right? We also have off-site chat, so it doesn't inherently live on your website, and it's channels that we are all familiar with and we use on a daily basis. Things like WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, and SMS. These are places that your consumers are in with their family and friends, but we know that increasingly they're seeing the benefit of these instantaneous channels and they want to be engaging with brands in them. So chat becomes really powerful in that strategy. It feels authentic. The way I would also describe it is when you're thinking about chat and how to enable it, and I think we'll get a little bit more into this, is it should really feel like that digital version of the friendly in-store assistant, right? Making your life easier. You come into the store, you land on the website, and a really good assistant should be able to come over, hopefully recognize you if you're a returning customer, and just help you find what you're looking for that much faster, right? And why should we, this all sounds great, but why should we care? We know there's a lot of data that supports the power of these, and a lot of it is to actually help solve for this shift that we're seeing in the customer experience, which is really around high expectations. I think COVID had a lot to do with this and what we've come to expect from our online interactions. But ultimately, consumers' expectations have never been so high. We conducted a survey at HubSpot and found that 90% of people we surveyed expect an immediate response when they reach out to customer support, as an example. Wow. Immediate, that's a really high bar that's been set, and I don't think many of us are set up to actually fulfill that. So yeah, we know people expect more immediacy in their service. They want things fast and they want it now.
I think the analogy that I think to is the one that you brought up around like customer sales, and that two-way conversation has been part of the sales process since the beginning of time, right? Websites have a tendency to be a little one way, but this sort of changes that dynamic.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think if you just sort of think about that web experience, you land on a website and it, without something like chat, and we'll get into this and how we can use it, but you're ultimately relying on the person to really be able to easily navigate around to find what they're looking for. And that can be a really bad experience a lot of the time. And chats can kind of be that in-store assistant, right? That jumps in and helps navigate and find what you're looking for faster.
No, that's great. That's fantastic. So what type of customer engagements would merchants likely see if they'd implemented a chatbot over a period like Afterpay Day? Like what sort of engagements can it sort of facilitate, and how do merchants get prepared for that?
Yeah, so I think chat can help across three core objectives that I'm sure are of interest to merchants. The first one is around sort of lead generation. You know, maybe your goal is to capitalize on all that traffic this Afterpay Day that you're getting that you wouldn't, you know, normally get as much, and to really capitalize on that and make sure we're getting people's email addresses, we're growing our database, so we've got, you know, people to communicate with long after Afterpay Day, right? And chatbots are very effective for this. You know, you can think about, you know, a lot of this comes down to discoverability, right? So maybe it is putting the bot on your product page and offering helpful tips or a guide on whatever that category is that they've just landed on, right? And getting their email address and to subscribe that way. The other second area, which I think most likely merchants are most interested in right now, for if we just put our Afterpay lens on, is conversions. And this is honestly just sort of limited by your own creativity. The possibilities of what we can do here are massive. And again, thinking about discoverability for conversions, if I'm on a product page, maybe it's asking, do I need some help? You know, am I stuck on size guides for clothing, for example? Maybe it is simply recognizing that I am a loyal returning customer and actually reminding me as I land on the website that I've got a $10 loyalty code to redeem. I might have forgotten that. So, you know, we're thinking about really understanding who that person is that's coming to the site and what can we do to help that journey move forward. And I think life cycle stages is just so important, right? The way you're going to treat a first time visit to your website should be very, very different to potentially one of your most loyal customers. So we can get really creative with ideas around conversions. But the third bucket that I would also encourage merchants to think about for this Afterpay Day is customer support. You know, you again, coming back to this idea that you're going to have quite a bit of volume. What happens during then? You get more inquiries. Think about, you know, questions around delivery, returns, all of that. What the bot can actually do is automate a lot of the most frequently asked questions that you have, freeing up your actual support staff, your humans, to focus on the more complex use cases. So I actually think customer support can be a very, very valuable area in which chat can help.
Oh, that's fantastic. So, I mean, if people are setting up chatbots on their site for Afterpay Day, you've given a couple of examples of some of the use cases. What are some of the tips that they should really focus on to sort of get the most out of it or drive the best conversion? What's some of the best practice examples for them to follow?
Yeah, I think for conversions specifically, I've already alluded to this, but we really want to think about personalization. That's the best way to get somebody to convert, is to really understand them, their needs, who they are, and serve up, you know, the best experience for them. And as I, you know, said earlier, you know, that's going to be very different for a first-time visitor versus a loyal customer. First-time visitor lands on your website, the bot can just simply offer, you know, how can I help you? What are you interested in? I think at that stage, if we've never engaged with this visitor before, the bot can actually, you know, ask them, what are you here to, what's your problem? Are you here for just some tips today? Are you here for product recommendations? And here's some of the product recommendations I can give you. So that's a great way for our first time visitors. If it's a returning customer, maybe it's a little pop-up that says, welcome back. Based on your previous purchases, you know, we recommend these products for you. Again, really tailoring that experience based on what we know about the person. And again, if it's your sort of top 100 loyal customers, it might be reminding them again of their loyalty perks if you have that kind of program, and the credits that they might have to spend with you, or potentially how far off, you know, how many more shops or buys or dollar amount that they have to spend to reach that next tier. So my top tip is really thinking about the different stages that the visitor might be at and personalizing the experience in order to get the most from conversions there. I think ultimately, when we think about optimizing chats for conversions, you want to make sure that the bot is removing friction, not adding to it. Again, I come back to this idea of a helpful in-store assistant. How can we help the customer find what they need faster, and do that in a really, really helpful way? Otherwise, we're trusting that the person's coming to the website and is going to find that information themselves, and they just might not, and it's a lost opportunity.
Yeah, great. And I think what's interesting is that level of personalization and sort of how that does drive greater engagement. And I think perhaps we've talked about some of the tips and the things that merchants can do. Probably some people might be coming into this a little bit nervous as well. What are some of the pitfalls or things that people should avoid to make sure that that experience is adding to the customer experience online rather than taking away?
Yeah, I think some tips I would give, or I guess things for merchants to think about, include things like, okay, with on-site chat, we're talking about both automated bots and live chat. And so there's some considerations with both of those. If it's a bot, you want to make sure, again, that it is adding to the experience. So what I would recommend here is don't try and pretend and pass your bot off as a real person. It comes across as really inauthentic, and people are going to catch on. You can create the best workflow that feels very seamless and conversational, but there's going to be a glitch along the way where the person realizes this isn't a real person, and we're not trying to do that with bots. I think people appreciate that it's automating a lot of, say, those frequently asked questions. So don't try and pretend your bot is a real person. People will work it out and probably be a bit annoyed. And trust is a real issue these days, with, I think, brands and consumers. We don't want to break that trust. The other part is, okay, so the bot can do so much potentially with an automated, FAQ workflow. Know when is the right time to pass off to a real person. And chatbots are very good in a lot of the tools that are available in actually looping in a real customer support person. So I think about what that point is where you need to offer and actually automate and bring in a real person to carry on the discussion. And so that brings its own challenges, right? Think about staffing needs, because the only thing, in my opinion, that's worse than not having live chat is not responding to chat from your consumers. So make sure you're staffed accordingly. My tip here would be to actually go to your web traffic and try and estimate based on other, maybe previous Afterpay days that you've been a part of, or other high volume traffic days. Work out how many visitors that is, and typically how many support inquiries do you get. Give you a rough idea of potentially how many inquiries are going to come through and how many people you need on hand to answer live chat. So staffing is definitely a key one, because if nobody's responding, it's definitely going to make the experience worse long before it gets better. And then I guess finally, test, right? Really thoroughly test this within your teams. Make sure that the flow is working. It's picking up the keywords. It's actually helping remove friction rather than add to it, right?
That's fantastic. Great. Really interesting. Really interesting. If people do want to get started, what's the best way for them to kick it off? Because I think that's probably one of the barriers that I know of from my discussions with people around chatbots, is a little bit of the unknown about the technology behind it and sort of how to get things moving, and a worry about the level of complexity. So maybe you can just give us some idea around that.
Yeah, so the good news is that this space has moved quite fast, and there's lots of vendors providing really easy to use setup for building your first chatbot or your live chat flow. So I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't say HubSpot was one of those. But before you pick a vendor, make sure, importantly, that vendor actually has the capability to integrate with your current technology stack, right? So what I mean by that is, your chatbots should be able to seamlessly fit into your existing, say, customer support process. So if you are using it for customer support and somebody is asking questions, can it log a ticket that enables you to measure and track those customer support tickets in the same way you normally do, right? You want that to seamlessly fit into that process. What system are you using, to actually assign chat agents, right? That's really, really important. Same with lead generation. If you're using it for those purposes, you want that email address to go straight into your database and collect it there. So, before I say go for HubSpot or Intercom or Zendesk or one of the many, many, many options available, the most important thing is, will it work with your existing tech stack? That would be my number one tip. Because a lot of what we've talked about, right, being able to personalize that experience really requires that tool to be integrated into your existing
Mm,
tech
yeah.
stack. We have to know that it's a first-time visitor. We have to know it's your most loyal customer returning, and we have to know what they purchased before. So it's really instrumental that it can leverage that data that you've got and is connected to that data. Otherwise, we won't be able to achieve personalization at scale, which is really what these tools enable you to do. So that would be my biggest tip. There's many free ones that you can get started with, even just to have a play around. And the best part is a lot of it requires no code, right? A lot of these have been set up for a marketer to go in and seamlessly, build some chat flows and logic. So I would start small. We've talked about a lot of different goals here: lead gen, conversions, customer support. Pick one. Don't try and do everything. Again, I think you'll make the experience worse before it gets better. Focus in on one goal first. And then depending on that goal, think about the discoverability. If you are using it for conversions, put it on a couple of your top product pages, right? Where you can actually help people learn more about that product or answer any questions that they have to improve that experience. So start small, think about the discoverability based on the use case. And also, just to be transparent, some of the examples we've talked about are quite advanced, and so I don't want to say everything that you can do today is like a drag and drop interface. You can get going with this in 5 minutes. The more sophisticated you get, you may need more sort of developer help, but you can absolutely get started with some of the very simple flows we've talked about today, like automating those frequently asked questions as an example, capturing email addresses into your database. You can absolutely get started with that for free, most likely, with no coding required, to really capitalize on that increased volume that you're going to get on Afterpay Day.
That's great. I think that's excellent advice for a lot of areas of marketing, and that is start small and iterate and look to continuously improve. So fantastic. So, I mean, we could probably talk for hours around all of the benefits of chatbots and some great stories and great examples. But I think this has been a fantastic overview. So thanks so much. I know I found it very insightful and illuminating. So thanks very much for your time, Kat. And to everybody who is watching, please do check out the additional resources that you can find on the Afterpay Day website. There's actually some more content from Kat on there as well about email marketing. So do take a moment to sort of check that out. I'm wishing you all the best for Afterpay Day and happy chatbotting. Thanks very much.